Hey everyone, it's Meowsers, and today we're going to be talking about Hazbin Hotel and redesigning the character. I recently watched the show and I had, let's just say, very mixed views about it. But before we start, let me preface the video with a general statement of 1. This won't be entirely spoiler-free. I won't be talking about any major plot points, but I will be discussing characters and some story elements. And 2, I don't like the creator Pop as a person. She simply isn't the type of creator I like to support for very decent reasons. But this video isn't going to be a bash or drama type video. I simply just have opinions on some choices Vizzy made that I'll get into later. But overall, this video shouldn't have any triggering topics. I just tend to get opinionated. So let's get into this. For our first redesign, I wanted to draw Charlie Morningstar. For those who haven't watched the show or are unfamiliar with it, Charlie is the daughter of Lucifer and the main lead of the show. She honestly is one of my favorite characters, but I just couldn't enjoy her character design while watching Hazbin. My main issue with her design is that it was so bland compared to the rest of the cast, which I won't say affected her screen time, but it felt like it did. For my redesign, I had a pretty straightforward concept. I wanted to keep her relatively simple while giving her unique characteristics. While I was brainstorming this video, I kept seeing that she was allegedly based off of porcelain dolls and goats, which I saw this being argued about though, so I'm not quite sure. But I took it and ran. I specifically focused more on Charlie being a porcelain ball joint doll with a goat theme, simply because I wanted to keep her rosy cheeks and find a way to keep her horns in her normal design. I didn't mind her suit too much, but I wanted it to stand out more to point out that she's the person you'd want to talk to about anything within the hotel. And the other changes I made was giving her a simple over-the-shoulder braid and gave her a badge for guests to know her name. For her color scheme, I wanted to keep it light and warm to show off her sunshine personality and give a stronger contrast to the rest of the cast. Another thing I wanted to do with her color scheme is make hers match the Heavens cast more with a pastel palette. I thought it would add to her being different than the Hell cast in the show and show her concept of good or closer to what's considered quote-unquote heavenly. A major complaint for in the show I see a lot is that it uses too much red, but honestly I don't mind it. It was a little harder to deal with in the initial pilot, but I do think it is key to the show's aesthetic. And I'll reveal all their designs at the end, so keep an eye out for them. Next up on the redesign block is Angel. I honestly loved his design the most within Hazbin, so my changes are really minor. The parts of his design that bugged me the most was the fact that he wasn't very spider-like for someone who's supposed to be, and his outfit was fairly cluttered. I have this mixed feeling with the show's character designs a lot, simply because I do enjoy them because they are unique and itch that Tumblr 60-man scratch I get, but they really lack in body diversity and showing important elements to their characters. For example, I emphasized Angel Dust's eyes because when watching Hazbin, I thought his extra eyes were simply a fur pattern, were like freckles until roughly halfway through the show, and that bugged me. Other spider characteristics I gave him included mandibles, an abdomen, and not shown but still iconic spider paws for feet. Outfit-wise, I wanted to give him more of a drag-esque look with a high-waisted miniskirt and really shiny platform stilettos. I kept his jacket along with his bow tie and the gloves on his second set of arms, but I cropped his jacket and I dropped the gloves on his main set. I kept a very similar color palette, but made majority of his outfit darker to contrast his fur, but I kept the jacket white to add focus to his upper half. I also dropped the striped jacket simply because I didn't like how it contrasted with his fur pattern, but I gave his jacket a spiderweb trim on the front and his sleeves to really add to the spider concept. And finally, we're redesigning Alastor. He's the most researched and changed design I made, simply because too many aspects of his design didn't fit his character. As you can tell, I initially made him look way more human, and during the sketch phase I really wanted to make him look like he had a defined race than what we were given in the show. Tying back to the topic I was talking about with Angel, when it comes to character design, Viv doesn't emphasize important traits within designs. Majority of watchers, including myself, of Hazbin Hotel didn't know that Alastor was mixed Creole. Hell, I didn't know until I read the wiki while brainstorming this video, and his race is important to his design because of the use of voodoo motifs in it. For those unaware, voodoo is a closed practice and religion that originated in the black community, specifically the Haiti community, and for years it's been mischaracterized within media by people outside of the practice, which is something that Viz herself does within her work as well. Her mischaracterization of it and the lack of race for Alastor within the show made the confirmed race for Alastor come off as a blatant statement to avoid any more Twitter drama to me, but I've gotten off topic. In his design, I emphasized his ears because I was in the boat of watchers who thought his ears looked too much like hair, and I made his antlers larger and gave them a radio antenna motif. I changed his outfit completely, giving him a historically accurate suit for the 1890s, which is when he's from as far as I'm aware. And I did decide to change his face last minute because I wanted to drop his voodoo motif completely in my redesign, and I wanted to focus on a meat-eating deer aesthetic instead. When it came to his color palette, I made it a lot darker with his signature bright red as an accent color. And lastly, I wanted to color his hair and face in a way that was similar to 1920s cartoons like Steamboat Willie to emphasize his friendly but deceiving appearance, because that's how his character comes off in the show to me personally. And here's the final lineup. I really enjoyed drawing them all and showing off the changes I would make to them, and I hope y'all did too. Let me know what you guys think and if anyone would be interested in a part 2. I'm currently trying to start up a redesign series for my channel, and I genuinely hope y'all like what I do with it, so consider subscribing to keep an eye out for future projects. If you'd like to see more from me, feel free to find me on my other socials. I have them linked below. And if you'd like to support me and my art, feel free to join my Patreon and Ko-fi slushy squads. For just $1 a month, you can get a ton of rewards, including works in progress on YouTube videos and artwork, early access to projects, and be listed at the ends of any videos. Thank you all for watching and take care. See you next time.